Okay. War Room 1. I haven't had a chance to copy that down on paper. Oh. Don't breathe. See? Full of paper. Full of paper, people. Here's a box of stuff for Mexico for some kids. You can't really see it though. Okay. So, War Room. What? 1? I pretty much put all that stuff in there. I kind of want to clear it all out, people, and start fresh. I don't know, even though I can't remember what's in there. That's a little bit of non-profit stuff. This here, not too sure. I think these are legislated acts or something. Yeah, Supreme Court civil rules. What else we got in here? Well, anyway, we've got that. Alright, not for lack of trying, people. This here, I'm just going to put in the bin over there. But I want to point out the date here. If you look at the date, do you see the date? What does it say? May 14, 2013. What is it? In the Supreme Court of British Columbia, Canada, there's my name. Who am I taking to court? Ministry of Children and Family Development. And that was because of the wrongful and illegal apprehension of Andre back in January 15th of 2013. Because at that time, people, I didn't qualify for a lawyer. I had to get loud. And then it went to the province of British Columbia, Canada, to some department. And they, what do you call it? They approved me a lawyer. Who is still my lawyer with Amari today. Right. So before I start in here, I'm trying to get into the... I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get into. Tell me, people. I brought these in here. I'm going to sock it to them. I have a whole bunch that I need to go through to build my case. So I'm not going to let them get away with what they did to Shemaine's body, people. I'm not. I'm not. So I brought those in here. They've been sitting on the kitchen table as if I have room for them there. Right? Which I don't. And that's the whole point of this, people. People shouldn't have to live their life like this in a civilized society. Right? Because this is like going back to school and becoming a doctor. Right? Just so that you can seek justice in a justice system that uses taxpayers' dollars to prevent justice from happening. Right? So, when I'm going to find a time to sit there, well, if you look here, I have a bit more room now. Not much room, but I have a bit of room to sit here and start going through these books and piecing everything together as I type out some stuff, and then I have to make a body right? Because this time, people, when I file my lawsuit, before I submit it, I'm going to make sure that my document list pretty much goes in with it at the same time. Because that's a big handicap for me in terms of the documents per se, at least with CIBC Bank, haven't been submitted to the court. But based on what Fraser Health Authority is doing and how CIBC Bank is trying to skirt the issue altogether and just focus on the power of attorney or enduring power of attorney or whatever attorney that they're trying to focus on in terms of justifying their actions, you know, they're just trying to get it thrown out of court that way, right, people? And that video that, you know, came down in terms of what, you know, this is what CIBC Bank is protecting. That video will be submitted as evidence within my document list, which I'm pretty sure it was CIBC Bank and that lawyer who took down that video, right? Because, you know, in their head, they've already won because they're the corporation and the court works for the corporation, not for the public. Although every corporation that works with the public will tell the public that they work for the public, when in fact that is not true. Because if that was the truth, people, I wouldn't be here going into children's books and whatever else books and printing stuff off a line and wasting ink and paper that way, spending hours and hours and hours and hours in War Room 1, War Room 2, War Room 3, taking it out to the streets, taking it out to the courthouse. If there was justice in Canada, those things would not be happening, right? And, but again, now that I've tidied it up in here, even though it's a war room, you know, I've got a little bit of workspace now. I'm not going to worry too much about what's in that bucket in terms of that much paper that I have to sort through, not including what's in my sewing room, right? Because I'll pick through it as I go about my daily business. You can find the answer. As a matter of fact, in one of these books, I can't remember which one it was, it tells you exactly how much urine a bladder and a liver can hold before it has to release itself, which is extremely, extremely important information in relation to Shimei, because Shimei died sitting up and had urinated. So the question still remains, how did the Fraser Health Authority get urine out of a dead body after it had been urinated sitting up, and then laying down for at least 2 hours before they attempted to get urine out of that body? And what happens to the urine after it's been, you know, sitting non-circulated for 2 hours, assuming that you can even get urine after it's been released from death? You know, these are important questions, people. These are the questions that average day people don't hold these corporations to account, because they're in the grieving process, and that's how these corporations get away with what they get away with, because they play on your grief.